Hello, hello, happy new year, and welcome to this very, very first Magic Words for Parents of 2020. It's all about one word. I do this exercise, I've done it for a few years now, and it's about choosing a word for to focus on for the coming year. And this is the fourth time I've done this. This time I really focused more on internally how I want to be rather than what I want to do, what I want to accomplish. And I'm just really excited about it. Before we get into it, I just want to say, hello, I'm Karen Locke-Culp. I usually do these videos in my Facebook group, We Turned Out Okay, the We Turned Out Okay Facebook group. But the last couple times I've tried that, it has literally not worked. So I don't know what's going on with the Facebook feed or something like that. But I'm doing them in YouTube, and then I'm pasting the link into my Facebook group because that's the only way I can think of to do it. So the first thing I want to do today is welcome a whole bunch of new members. So likely if you're watching this, you are in that Facebook group. And today I am welcoming 18 new members, which, woo, that was a really exciting thing to see this morning. So welcome to Elsa, Carla, Ambrosia, Emily, Nicole, Jen, Amber, Lauren, Annette, Alyssa, Rebecca, Darylyn, Kelledy, Ellen, Savvy, another Rebecca, and Cija and Kristen. I hope I pronounced your names right. I'm so glad that you are here in this group. It really means a lot. And we've already, with some of you, we've already been talking a little bit just even this morning after I added you in. So I'm hearing about your challenges and the things that you need help with and why you joined the group and who makes up your family. It's really, really exciting and wonderful to hear about all that. And I'm looking forward to hanging with you in Facebook in 2020 and beyond. All right, so in my life, choosing a one word has been something really fun to focus on for the year. And this year, as I said, I'm focusing on the sort of being, not so much the doing. And it came down for me between two words. One was enough, as in I have enough. I am enough, like inside. I'm already enough in here, I have enough, which I said just previously about I have enough materially in my life. I have an abundance of things in my life. And then the third way that I've been thinking about this is I have had enough, as in I've had enough of people mistreating each other, of incivility, of not kindness. I have been working for kindness, teamwork, and trust. I sort of think of those as the three pillars of what we as a society need to get along. And so that's what the word enough represents for me. And then the other word that I was trying to decide on was exhilarated. And that's because in late 2019, I discovered that I have some feelings inside of me that I didn't realize I had. And one of them was anger. And I mean, I would even call it rage. Like when things aren't going well, I would feel this tremendous fury, but then I would always squash it down and end up with jaw pain and neck pain and migraines. And those feelings of mine weren't getting addressed. Instead, they were just kind of getting pushed down. And with my therapist, I kind of discovered that what the opposite of that for me, or what really helps me get the energy out, that sort of get those bad feelings out, aside from acknowledging them, which is extremely important, and I'm also working on that, is to be able to be exhilarated, to take calculated, controlled risks. Like, for example, skiing is one for me. Even just getting outside feels very, very exhilarating. Getting up on stage to tell a competitive or a professional live story in front of an audience, those things are very, very exhilarating for me. And by the way, if you want to know more about this, I will link to it in the notes as well. I've done a 4-part series about dealing with the rage and how the things that I'm finding helpful. And so if you are feeling, in fact, I started off thinking about it as feeling like a failure. So if you feel like you're feeling like a failure, go to weturnedoutok.com/join-weekly. Sorry, not join weekly. weturnedoutok.com/weekly, WEEKLY, and you can figure out, you can read back all those posts and and get a sense of like what to do if you're feeling like a failure. So one of the ways for me to stop feeling that way and to stop feeling those sad and angry feelings, those big feelings, as we talk about, was to be exhilarated. And so I couldn't decide between exhilarated and enough. And I put it out to that same email news group that you would join if you sign up at WeTurnedOutOK.com/weekly. And the responses I got back were like amazing and overwhelmingly for the word enough. And so that is the word I ended up choosing, because cleverly, one of the people who wrote back talked me through the idea of incorporating exhilarated into enough. So now I can have both of them basically, which is pretty cool. And that's I'm using the word enough to kind of focus my 2020 on the important things that I think need to be addressed within myself, within the world, within my family. And again, it really comes down for me to those three like facets of I am enough, I have enough, and I have had enough of things like unkindness. And so having that word, which is, it's right up on my bulletin board up here, 2021 word equals enough. And it's going to help me focus all year on how can I feel that abundance? You know what I mean? How can I feel like if I'm ever feeling angry or frustrated, how can I kind of turn that around to a feeling of exhilaration or a feeling of fulfillment because I've been able to do something for someone and help them with a problem that they've been having. These are the kinds of things that work for me. So if you want to create a one word, what I would suggest is to just think for a moment on like what's most important within yourself about how you want to be. And don't overthink it. These are things that Audrey Monke talks about. She comes up in those newsletter posts that I've been talking about. It was her exercise on choosing a one word that made me change from like, oh, it's got to be something that I'm going to do to it's got to be something that really makes sense within me. And that's how I ended up with enough. And I've heard of other parents, other like people who've responded and said, responded to my newsletter, and it basically said, well, the ones I'm thinking about are, gratitude, for example. Patience was another one. Those both came up with the same mom, and I just love that. It can be really helpful to have this one word that guides you. So kind of think on it. Don't overthink it. If anything comes up right away that feels like it might be a fit, try it out, adopt it, right? And if you come up with a better word later, then switch, because that's actually what I did. Enough was going to be the word, and then for the last few weeks, I was like, oh, it's definitely exhilarated, definitely, and it turned out to not be. It turned out to be enough. And I am excited to use this to focus on a good 2020 and to tune into the parts of my life that mean most. And I'm excited because if you are watching this, you are one of those, you're a part of my life that means the most, because I like to put that feeling into our Facebook group, into the Ninja Parenting community the private coaching community that I run. Many of you are in the Facebook group and NPC, so that's really cool too. Into the podcast, like I want to cultivate a good relationship with you, and that's one of the most important parts of my life. So that I want this community to feel like family, and increasingly it does, and that makes me so happy. And the one word is a way that I've been able to get that in my life. So what good things could you bring into your life if you choose one word? I want you to kind of think on that. And if you want, just below this post in the comments here, just let me know what you chose, and if you want to share about why, that would be awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, cheers. Wishing you a wonderful 2020. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week in this space with another Magic Words for Parents. As always, the podcast comes out Tuesday, and everything else is at WeTurnedOutOK.com. Oh, I just remembered. I am offering, if you want to join the Ninja Parenting community, you can do it through January 31st for $1 for your first whole month. So go to WeTurnedOutOK.com to find out more. And I'll see you in here next week. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Bye.